So today we are going to study the subject of internet online surfing. So do you know what is surfing? What do you mean by surfing?
Surfing means surfing.
Surfing means surfing. That is not the way to tell. Surfing means when you are in an internet PC and you are trying to explore different websites. Okay, and you are going from one website to the other, and you are getting a lot of information about many things from different websites which you are coming across. This is called a process of surfing. And there is another term called browsing. So people sometimes use the term surfing and browsing synonymously, means they are used, these two terms are used to mean the same thing, that is you are searching something or exploring something in the internet. So if somebody asks you what is browsing, you can say it is surfing, internet surfing and internet browsing. Although there is this very subtle means what? Very small difference between browsing and surfing. While internet surfing is more an exploratory. Exploratory means people happily go and explore different websites. From one website they go to the other, and from the other website they go to see the other website, and they go on happily searching. Browsing is something more specific. Suppose you want to know about a topic in history. So you have something in mind, and with that in mind you are trying to do a focused search. Focused means you have something in mind as a topic, and you are using the internet for searching that particular topic, information about that particular topic. That is called browsing. Although nowadays people don't differentiate between browsing and surfing, but one thing is quite clear from this is internet is used for accessing information. This information, if you are searching this information just for exploration, just for open-ended search without having something specific open-ended means without having something specific in your mind, you are going on searching from one side to the other. Open-ended. Okay, so not for fun, it is for not for any specific purpose. Suppose you want to use the internet to study about what happened in ancient India. So that is something which you have in mind. You can go on browsing because sometimes you are searching about what happened in ancient Indian dress. Sometimes you are searching about ancient Indian food, ancient Indian music, ancient Indian scripture or text. Okay, this is something general. Vedas. So there is a browsing. So one site is leading you to the other. But when you have something specific in your mind, suppose you are searching about ancient Indian music, Samaveda, you are going to search. So it is very focused area of search, and then you are searching about those. So okay, I think I told a mistake. When something is specific, like you are searching about ancient Indian music, very specific, then it is called browsing. Surfing is a bit more general. Okay. So, but whatever term you are going to use, whether you use the term surfing or browsing, one thing is very clear, that you are accessing a set of information, and this information is available worldwide, sitting at any corner of the world, whether you sit in India or whether you sit in America or whether you sit in somewhere else in the world. If you are having an internet connection, you are able to access that information. So internet is about information. That is the primary thing, and there are other things also which we are going to see. So in your exam you may be asked about what is internet. So internet stands for International Network. It is a worldwide network of computers to share information. So you have a computer at home, your friend has another computer in his or her home. There are several other friends which you have in your locality, in your school. They all have computers, right? But all of the computers are having a connection. This connection is happening through satellites, through some satellites. These are called telecommunication links. They are not connected with, they need not be connected through a cable or wire. That is also possible. Suppose underground cables are there, optical fiber cables are there. Also, there are internet connections through satellites. So, there are some connectivity between all the computers so that this information can be accessed by you when you are using your own PC or personal computer. When your friend uses some other computer at some other part of the world, he or she can also use this same information. So it is, internet stands for international network. It is a worldwide network of computers to share information. And when you are sharing some information, when you are accessing some information, a very important term that comes to play is netiquette. So-
Network and
Yeah, so what is netiquette? Have you heard this term before?
no, but I only know that netiquette consists of two words: network and etiquette.
It is not, it is called etiquette. Etiquette is a term which means acceptable behavior. Etiquette, etiquette means when you are on the dining table. Dining table has got some etiquettes. You are supposed to follow a set of rules. Okay, if you don't follow those rules, people will say that you are unaware of certain etiquettes. Okay, or when you are dressing yourself, dressing also has got some etiquettes. So
Manners
etiquettes,
are-
it's a part of manners. Okay, etiquette has something to do with the manners, and etiquettes which are associated with the internet, using of internet, they are referred to as netiquettes. Netiquette is a comparatively new term because nowadays when internet has become very common to people, then it is mandatory that people follow a set of rules. These rules are because of two reasons. So one reason is the rules define your own personality, that you are not abusing people, you are cordial with people. Yeah, people can abuse other people, disrespect other people through network. Suppose you are using some bad word in email. So those are all bad etiquettes, right? These are not etiquette, these are all bad behavior. So there are certain set of rules which ensure two things. Number one, your own personality will be protected. Okay, people will understand that you are a well-mannered person. Second thing is there are certain threats in internet. We are going to discuss about those threats, and in order to keep away from the threats in the internet, also netiquettes help to certain extent.
Is the threat like some man from email texting somebody saying that I will hack you if you don't give me this much of money? Was it true?
Yeah, so I think you sit properly. When you're studying, you have to sit properly. Yes. And you have to sit straight so that you can understand, comprehend things. Yeah, those whatever you are telling are correct. And maybe we will discuss this in a more systematic manner. So, so netiquette is a combination of two words, network and etiquette. The term netiquette refers to a set of acceptable rules while using the internet. And there is another term which I need to tell you. That term is cyber.
I know cyber security, cyberspace.
Cyber. So cyber is an
Cyberpunk.
adjective. Cyber is an adjective which is associated with internet. I will cite another example. You have seen moon. In night sky, you have seen moon. So there is an adjective associated with the moon. What is the adjective to use? Can you tell me? Moon is a noun, right? Moon, there is an adjective which is used to say something about moon. What is that adjective?
The Rocky Moon.
No. The adjective which is associated with the noun moon is called lunar. Lunar, okay? Lunar, L-U-N-A-R, lunar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, this is something new to you. So similarly, associated with the noun internet is a noun, right? So associated with the noun internet, there is an adjective called cyber. So anything related to internet, when we are going to refer to like an attack which is happening using internet, we call cyber attack.
How can people attack from internet?
That we are going to see in due course of this class.
And what is even cyberpunk?
Now those things we are going to see maybe one after the other. So cyber, what we have learned so far, we have learned about what is internet, we have learned about what is netiquette, we have learned about the adjective cyber.
Cyber.
Because in the course of our discussion, we are going to use the term cyber to a large extent, and when we use the term cyber, we mean that we are telling something about the internet. Okay, So these three things we have learned so far. Now coming to the major netiquettes. Major means important netiquettes. One important netiquette is personal information sharing has to be restricted. That is, personal information means your address, your home address. You should not make it public if it is not very necessary. You should not make public your age. You should not make public which school do you study.
But what happens to
Because if you do that, people are there who can misuse this information. Okay, and when
what
they
can they even do with age also?
age, when they know about your age, they can track your many other details which can be detrimental to
What
you.
if you write our wrong age? Like, what if we write that I am 9 years old, but I'm actually 10 years old? So what happens?
In certain cases, there are some problems which might happen. There are some websites which need to have your actual age. Okay, so in those authentic websites, if you put the wrong age, it is a problem. And second important aspect is in India, there is an age threshold which is 18 years. If you are below 18 years old, you are not an adult. If you are above 18 years old, you are an adult. So if you are writing your age wrongly, then there will be a confusion whether you are an adult or you are not an adult.
When
In-
hackers won't be
In
able
no,
to track us.
one more thing is that in different websites you may not have access. Many websites don't give access to people if they are not adults. Also, the usage of internets. As for example, Google has a policy that if somebody wants to use Google's email access, that is called Gmail, they don't allow you to have a direct email ID if you are not above 18 years old. So for you to have an email ID, you should have a parent who will open an email ID through a parental access, and then only you can use. So it is important that you put the correct age, but you should also understand where you are putting your age. You should not put your age to some website or some public portal which is not necessary to be a display board of your personal information. So this is the whole background. So coming to the netiquette, so let me just tell one by one. I have written some 6 points about netiquettes. What are those? One is personal information sharing to be restricted. I have already explained. Privacy of self and privacy of others to be respected. Okay. Privacy of self and privacy of others to be respected means while you are not divulging much information, sensitive information, private information about yourself, you also should not ask the other person about his or her information which is not very necessary to be distributed over the internet. Because when you do these things, then there may be a third party which is called eavesdropper. Like you and your friend, third party. Say you are a party. Party means a communicating party. You and your friend are chatting, and suppose you are exchanging some information which is private information, and often there is a third party which we call eavesdropper. Eavesdropper is the one which is unauthorized.
No, that's
Okay.
scary.
Unauthorized, and they have unauthorized access to your information. You can call him or her a hacker. Hacker is an eavesdropper. Okay, so that's why it is not advisable to share any personal information over the internet until it is necessary. And privacy of self and others to be respected. Third point is digital credentials to be protected. So what I mean by digital credentials? Digital credentials is the term, is a very common term which is used for referring to passwords, especially passwords.
So we can change the password every day to 20%.
So that I will tell you. So this to be protected. So one of the way to protect is to keep on changing the passwords quite frequently. But I will come to a point where I am going to discuss what are the threats and how you can keep yourself safe from those threats to a certain extent. I will tell you those. Accessing irrelevant sites.
What is
Irrelevant. What is irrelevant? Irrelevant means not necessary for you.
Like, give an example.
No, I cannot give an example of irrelevant site here so that you can access it later. Or whoever
Okay.
accesses this video which I am teaching you should go to that site. And
Okay.
irrelevant means which is not needed for you.
Okay. That's very bad also.
It could be bad, it could be good, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Passwords to be changed frequently, just what you have told. But this is not a netiquette per se. Passwords to be changed It should not be a netiquette. It is a protection of your own, your own internet system or email system or whatever system you are using. The safety of that. Although we have written it in the list of netiquettes, but it is not really a netiquette. Then be respectful. This is very important. Be respectful while interacting with others and broadcasting over internet. See, when you are meeting people, speaking with people, do you disrespect people?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, that is okay. Do you disrespect people over name? No. You should never disrespect people when you are meeting somebody, and when you are not meeting somebody over phone you are speaking. Also, you should be cordial. You should be gentle while you are speaking over phone. Also,
No, that's
similar rule. Yeah, that is a value, right? Human value. So,
education.
this rule holds in internet communication as well. So this is an etiquette. Be respectful while interacting with others and broadcasting over the internet. Broadcasting is a very important term in network technology.
What is broadcasting?
What is broadcasting? Broadcasting means you are telling something on the internet and you don't have any specific recipient or specific person to whom you are telling this. It is an information which you are displaying. Suppose you are displaying that tomorrow I shall become available in the football ground at 5 p.m. So this notice, it is a kind of notice which you are putting. Circular notice, information. Broadcast means you are sending to many people together without having somebody specific in mind. And you have to be respectful while doing the broadcast also. So among the netiquettes, if I have to summarize, number 1, personal information sharing to be restricted. Number 2, privacy of self and others to be respected. Number 3, digital credentials to be protected. Number 4, accessing irrelevant sites to be avoided. Number 5, passwords to be changed frequently. Number 6, be respectful while interacting with others and broadcasting over the internet.
What happens if we see them?
If we see them means?
See the bad sides, what will happen? The hackers will come and...
Not necessarily. If you see the bad sides, the first effect that happens is it affects your own mind. And when it affects your own mind, your capability to understand or do good things, creative things, they are compromised to a big extent. That is one thing happens. And also whatever you are telling, there may be some hacker behind it. And hacker may not be a person. A hacker could be an automatic system.
How automatic system?
Those things you will learn. I need not explain these things in this class. But automatic systems are there where the hacker, a physical person, need not be there behind. Like the way you see in different web series or cinema, somebody is sitting with a black cloak as a hacker. Not necessarily a physical person has to sit always.
Okay.
It could be a machine which is doing. A machine can be programmed to hack.
To get the money and
To get money, to create trouble. Okay, so those are possible. So irrelevant site browsing has its own risks associated with it. Okay, so now what are the potential threats? So we have been discussing about potential threats in the
I think
internet.
that means hacking and some computer virus and
Yeah, so potential threats in the internet include: one is hacking, another one is computer virus, 3 is imposting. Do you know what is imposting? Imposting is a threat because it is like this. Suppose you are innocent, but somebody is posing as you, okay, and sending bad things over the internet. This is called imposting.
I don't understand it.
Suppose I am a bad person, you are a good person, okay. You always respect people, you always say good things about people, you never disrespect anybody. But suppose I have bad intention, what I may do? I may steal your email password, okay. You will not come to know that I have stolen your email password, so I will see it in my PC and I will use your email account.
But how to avoid that?
I will come to this point, and I can send a mail as if you are sending. People will think that you are sending that mail, but I can really send disrespectful messages. That is called so misunderstandings happen. This is called imposting.
What is it?
In order to, this is an example which I give.
Of computer virus.
Now let me tell you about imposting.
Okay.
Imposting, how to avoid a question which you have asked is a very important question. Imposting can be avoided if you are having a habit of changing the password frequently.
Ah, that's a good one.
Okay, and the password should be such that people should not be able to guess the password.
Like it's very
Long or something unusual you have to give, and yeah, you don't have to write the. And one very important thing is people have the tendency to forget passwords. Nowadays we have many systems and many passwords.
So
So,
we can write the password.
You can write the password, but when you are writing a password, you have to follow two rules. Number one, don't write the login name and password in the same page. Okay, so login name and password should not be there in the same page or same paper wherever you are writing. Second thing is, even when you are writing a password, apply some rule so that you don't write the correct password on the diary. You change one letter or one digit, so that you know that you have made some changes, but somebody gets your diary also will not be able to figure out that you have done some trick while writing the password itself there. As for example, if suppose, let us take an example, your password is boom123. Okay, what you can do is, instead of writing boom123, you can write Zoom, COOM123. So you know, in the first letter, although it is B, you have used the next letter C. So people, if somebody has your diary, access to your diary, and tries to use the password, he or she will try Zoom123. So that is a way to protect your digital. Yeah. So now we are running short of time. We are running short of what is you tell me?
Examples of
Computer virus. See, computer virus is basically a malicious computer program. A malicious computer program is the one which is capable of attacking your computer. When I say attacking, it is not physically attacking. It is stealing your sensitive information, or it is making your computer inactive for some time. And there are some virus which is basically computer program which are capable of going to that extent wherein it will have complete access of your computer and they will ask money from you. And if you don't pay the money, it will not only not give access, but will also delete your data, format your computer within a stipulated time if you don't pay the money.
What if then how can you protect it?
So these are called ransomware. Ransomware is a very dangerous attack. Okay, so there are different kinds of cyber attacks. This is not the way. This is not the class to teach you all this. One is this is scary, and one of the thing is ransomware. Since you wanted me to tell you some examples, I'm telling. So computer virus, to summarize, is not a virus. Is not a biological virus, right? Biological virus, you know, you have viral fever. These are not biological viruses. These are basically computer program which is prepared with some malicious or bad intention to do some harm or to extract money or to create trouble. Okay. Hacking, you already know. Spamming. Spamming means basically spams a lot of irrelevant messages sent in bulk. Okay, lot of advertisements are sent in bulk. Okay, these are basically spams. And phishing, this is a new term called phishing. Phishing, you know, phishing is F-I-S-H-I-N-G. Phishing term is used when somebody, the anglers catch fish, right? Phishing. But this term is having a different spelling. P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. Phishing. Okay. So I want you to find. I give an exercise to you when you are free. You find about what is phishing. Okay. How this spelling has come, and phishing, I can give you a hint what it is. Phishing is somebody very intelligent will be behind this thing to send you an email, and the person will make you believe that the mail is authentic and you are supposed to share some sensitive information, and you will fall prey to that fantastic email, and then you will be under the person's control. This is phishing. It is a highly engineered email, highly sophisticated email. The person will make you believe that it is authentic. These are phishing. Okay. So if I summarize, since time is short, potential threats in the internet: hacking, computer virus, imposting, spamming, phishing. There are many others. But for the timing, if you remember these, it is good enough. Now, there are some common rules to keep away from cyber threats. One is never share banking and email credentials. Number two, avoid clicking any unsolicited link or download such attachment. Unsolicited means which you have not wanted, which has got no importance to you, which is not relevant to you. These are unsolicited. You are not expected to receive such a link. Often such links are dangerous because once you click those links, it may land you to some hacking system or some trouble wherein your computer may be compromised, your data may be compromised like this. Third point is never get tempted by any online advertisement. Never get tempted by any online advertisement. Fourth point is always keep an active antivirus software installed. Some examples of antivirus system, some examples of antivirus system like McAfee, Norton.
What will it do?
Antivirus, they're basically software. They're having special capabilities to understand a threat which is coming. Different forms of threats are there which you will understand when you grow. If you study more and more in the field of computer science, you will come to know. Good antivirus software has got capability to recognize all these threats and protect your computer against those. So if you have a good antivirus installed, and if you are surfing the internet, the antivirus can warn you, hey, don't go to that website, I suspect there is some problem. So you can obey the antivirus warning and you can refrain yourself from further accessing that site. Or it can block certain attachments. Some of the attachments might contain some virus. So often a good antivirus system, what does it do? Before you have clicked on an attachment, the antivirus first will not allow you to open it. It will scan it, and then if it is found to be safe, then it gives you access to open the file. So these are antivirus systems. Okay. Then one should have. And then another important rule is do not install unknown programs, especially the ones with multiple extensions. As for example, .pdf, .exe. You know what is an extension of a file? Extension of a file means that you are writing a story. You are writing story in MS Word. MS Word has an extension called .doc or .docx. Right? Suppose you have a PDF file, PDF document. It has got an extension of .pdf. Or whenever you're installing a file, it may be an executable file which has an extension .exe. Suppose you have learned how to write simple programs in QBasic. QBasic files are saved with an extension of .bash, right? Bash for basic. So there is a file name and there is an extension. Now in certain files you may find there are multiple extensions. .doc.exe. The moment you see there are multiple extensions separated by dots and so on, you suspect that. Don't open those. Okay. So these are the common rules to keep away cyber threats. So if I summarize all this, what are the common rules to keep away from cyber threats? Number one, never share banking and email credentials. Number two, avoid clicking any unsolicited link or download such attachments. Number three, never get tempted by any online advertisement. Number four, always keep an active antivirus software installed. Number five, do not install unknown program, especially the ones with multiple extensions like .pdf, .exe or .doc.exe. Then a very important application of so now let us discuss about the important uses of internet. Now I will go in the proper sequence. Okay. So I have discussed about internet. I have discussed about the netiquettes. I have discussed about the potential threats, and I have also discussed about what are the basic steps in order to keep away from the threats. Okay. Up to this, have you understood? Have you understood?
Understood.
Yeah. So now let me tell you some of the important uses of the internet. So one very important use which you should write in the exam as the first point. In your exam, when you are writing different points, always remember to write the most important point at the first. So points should come in the descending order of importance. Okay, basic fundamental thing is access of information. So when I have started this discussion about internet, I have told you what is browsing, what is surfing, and I told whatever term you use, whether you use the term browsing or surfing, basically you are accessing some information. So that is the first point I have written. Important uses of internet. First point is access of information. Second point is access to entertainment material. You know what is meant by entertainment material?
Like the things that make us entertain,
Movies, videos, music, games, like. So that is another use. Another one is application of e-commerce. E-commerce means
online shopping.
online shopping, online.
Amazon.
Amazon is one of the shopping site. Online selling of products, then internet banking. These are some of the examples of e-commerce which are also internet based.
Email is chatting over the internet.
No, email is something different, I will tell you. That's why I have not discussing email here. Chatting over the internet is also one very important application of internet, wherein you can voice chat, you can text chat with your friends over the internet. Then another important use of the internet, yeah, email is also another application of the internet. And another very important application of the internet is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, IoT. Things, when I say things, I mean digital objects or devices like cameras, or say cars, or some washing machine.
That bigger research in Google.
Okay. So Internet of Things, you sit properly. When you are in a video, people are going to watch you. You have the habit, develop the habit of sitting properly. Sit properly. Sit properly. So when multiple devices or CCTVs, cameras or cars, there are many, are connected as a group over the internet, it is called Internet of Things. Thus, Internet of Things allows you remote access to hardware devices. As for example, if you are having CCTV cameras installed in your house, wherever you go from your mobile phone, you can see what is happening in your house. Even if you are away from your house, you can see what is happening. You can control the cameras, you can rotate the cameras and see what is happening. Or you can, if you are having a washing machine or dishwasher which is connected to the internet, you can control your dishwasher or the washing machine using through internet. Alexa is also an example. So basically you are having an integration of internet technology and hardware. These are called hardware, right? Your TV, your washing machine, your cameras, this is all hardware. So it is an integration between the software which is working over the internet and it is connected with the hardware devices. This is called Internet of Things. That's why the term things have come. Okay. So let me summarize what are the important uses of the internet. One is access of information. Number two, access to entertainment material like movies, music, games, etc. Then the application of e-commerce like online shopping, online selling of products, internet banking, etc. Number four, chatting over the internet or mailing using the internet. Number five, Internet of Things, where multiple devices like CCTV cameras, cars, washing machine, dishwasher, television, etc. are connected as a group over the internet. Thus, internet allows remote access to hardware devices. And there are many other applications of internet. Through internet, you can also read books, right? You can write blogs. If you're having a habit of writing stories, you can write your own blog. People will be able to read, right? There are many. I have listed only a few. You can have your own list. Now, one reminder here: each use of internet, which I have mentioned just now, comes with its associated threats. The common rules to keep away from the threats have been discussed in the previous section. Okay, so nothing comes free, not only in terms of money, in terms of risks also. So although internet offers you so many good things, so many uses, so many applications, you should always be aware of the threats associated with it, and you should also remember, you should also adhere the means to keep away from those threats, which I have discussed some time back. Now there is also another concept called cloud storage. You know, there are different storage devices. So can you cite some examples of storage devices?
Storage devices, I know what it is.
You know, you have, don't say you don't know, then you have forgotten whatever you have studied in previous classes. Storage devices, suppose you want to store some, you have written a story. You write stories, right? You have written a story.
In what process you say stories?
No, you have written a story. Suppose you want to take the story file from one computer to the other. How will you take the story from one computer to the other?
I should be using a pen drive.
Pen drive. So pen drive is a storage device, right?
Pen drive.
Another storage device can you name?
Pen drive. There's CD.
CD, correct. So you know everything. So pen drive is a storage device. CD is a storage device. External hard disk is a storage device. In very olden days, there used to be a storage devices called floppy disk. Now floppy disks are not same. These are storage devices. But storage devices have a problem. It can be damaged. If you are going somewhere, you have to carry the storage device. If you have to carry a file. So in order to circumvent this problem, there is a concept called cloud storage. Cloud storage is not a physical cloud which are seen floating on the sky. This cloud is basically a satellite based storage, internet based storage. There are servers where these information are stored, which you can access using either cables or satellite communication. Basically, cloud storage means it is an internet based storage, so you don't have to carry a hard disk. Suppose I have to go to a city where I have to deliver a lecture. So what I would do, must have prepared a PowerPoint presentation, and the PowerPoint presentation I can very well store in the cloud, and I can go to the place to deliver the lecture, and all that I have to do is I have to download that lecture from the cloud. I need not carry a pen drive with me. Right? So what is cloud storage? Cloud storage is a process by saving the data in the internet so that they can be used or accessed from any corner of the world without having to carry a storage device like a pen drive. Shall I repeat? A cloud storage is a process of saving data in the internet so that they can be used. This information can be used, or data can be used or accessed from any corner of the world without having to carry a storage device like pen drive or hard disk or CD. One such example is, can you cite an example of a storage, cloud storage? Google Drive.
Google Drive is storage.
Google Drive is an example of cloud-based data storage.
Or Firefox?
Firefox, no. Firefox is a service. Firefox basically is the name of a company, or they are a service provider. They have browsers, Mozilla Firefox. There are several cloud storages. One, you can, if you remember one, for the timing it is good, you can search the net to find what are the others cloud storage systems that you can take as an exercise. So one example is Google Drive, which is an example of a cloud-based data storage. This facility was launched by Google in April 2012. Okay. Now you have to remember one thing: whenever you are storing something in the cloud, that also should be having a system of encryption. Encryption means random person should not be able to access whatever you have stored in the cloud, right? You have saved a file in your Google Drive. A hacker should not be able to access that file from your Google Drive. So it should be protected with password. It should be protected with some encryption. So all these cloud storage systems and also email systems are having something called encryption, wherein an unauthorized user or unauthorized person or hacker is not having access to the information which is there in the data. Okay. See, one thing you should know, many a times you don't make a difference between the two terms. Data and information, they are not same. When you are growing more to understand more about computer system, you will be able to discern the difference between the data and information. Okay.
Information should notice like
Data are some binary string, zeros and ones, which can be in the form of alphabets or zeros, one, something. But information is something carries sense, which can be conveyed. The information is something which can be used to do something. Okay, there is a proper definition of data and information which you will learn if you study computer science.
okay.
Okay, so there is a mathematical definition of data, mathematical definition of information. We will not discuss this in this class. So I have discussed about the cloud storage, and the last topic which I am going to discuss today is email. Okay, so email is, what is email? Email, you know,
Yes, some pages.
email is what? Email is an abbreviation of electronic mail. Okay. Email is an abbreviation of electronic mail which is sent or received using the internet without having to write it on a piece of paper or posting it manually. In olden days, people used to write letters on a piece of paper, put it in an envelope, seal the envelope, go to a letter box, post it, stamp and post it. But email is something modern. It is electronic means of sending a letter. So if I repeat what is an email, email is an abbreviation of electronic mail which is sent or received using the internet without having to write it on a piece of paper and posting it manually. So what are the advantages of email? Can you tell one or two advantages what comes to your mind?
Advantages is we don't need to use in waste papers.
We don't. That's a very good point. See, that point I have not listed, but you have told. Very good point. So what you are telling is, if you are using email, you are not wasting paper. So implication of wasting paper is what? You have to cut some trees to make paper. So you are basically going paperless. You are going paperless. So that's a very important point. Maybe I should include this point here. I have not included. Okay, that is a very original point you have told. So one advantage of email is it is very fast. Okay, almost instantaneously sent, received to or from to any part of the world. But if you see conventional letters, letter is to take weeks or days or even months to be delivered. But email is almost instantaneous. That is one advantage. Yeah, in ancient days when letters used to be sent over seas and over that time aeroplane was not there.
But what if it was an urgent letter?
That was the problem. And then in case of urgency in later on, another technology was developed which is called telegraph. So telegraphs, people used to send signals in dots and dashes, like your binary systems. In binary systems you use zeros and ones. In telegraph they used to use a binary system but not in 0 and 1, dot and dash, a long sound and a short sound. A combination of long sound and short sound is the predecessor of today's binary system.
Oh.
It started in telegraph, okay, but those we will not study in this class. So it does not incur postal charges. Emails incur means it does not require you to pay any postal charges. It is free of cost. So it is written like this: it does not incur postal charges. It supports attachments, which could be documents and multimedia files. So you can send a document as an attachment. You can send a song as an attachment. You can send a video as an attachment. It's all multimedia, right? Like the video which we are making. So later on, if the file supports, you can attach or send. Or if the file is too big, you can send this file to a Google Drive or YouTube. You can upload. You can send it in the Google Drive.
Are there hackers in YouTube?
There are hackers everywhere. So you have to be very careful what information you are putting. So in this video, we are not supposed to put any private information. You are not supposed to tell anything sensitive. Okay? Even if it is hacked also, there should not be any problem. Okay? So you should be sensible about what information you are sharing over the internet. Then it supports attachment. Don't support attachment, I have told. Then it can be accessed from any corner of the world provided there is an internet connection, very important. Suppose in olden days somebody has written you a letter. That letter used to contain your home address. If you are not at home, suppose you have gone on a vacation somewhere, and the letter has come, the letter will be kept in your letter box. You come back from your vacation, then only you will be having access to your letter box and open. There is another problem. Somebody can break the lock of your letter box and take the letter also. But in email, wherever you go, which corner of the world do you go, all that you need to have is an active internet connection to access your email, and on your travel, that problem comes with the hackers. So for that, whatever I have told, you have to do. Okay, those I am not going to repeat. So email can be accessed from any corner of the world provided there is an internet connection. You don't have to be at home always. Emails encrypt messages so that privacy is ensured. Okay, so encryption is a term which you just learn for the time being, but what is encryption I am not in a position to explain to you. All that I can tell you is encryption is a method of protecting the message which you are going to send, so that if anybody else wants to eavesdrop, they don't get the access of the information. Only you will be able to get the message which is intended for you. Okay, that is the process of encryption. So in internet there are a few terms which I will tell you have to remember. But before that, let me complete telling you about the advantages of emails. So emails can be sent to a group of people simultaneously. 10 people, 20 people. You don't have to send 10 times, 20 times. All that you need is you have to write all the email address one after the other with separated by commas. It goes to all people together simultaneously. That is one advantage. Then old emails can be archived for future reference, and searching emails for specific messages is easy. Okay. Suppose they have received 100 emails over a period of time.
Old emails means what is it?
Old email means you have received some emails 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. So if you want to refer about some email I have received 6 months ago, where is that? So you can type from your keyboard and search your email archive to fetch that email. No, if you forget it also, you will know what was it about. So you can use those keywords, and computer will help you to fetch that email. That advantage you don't get in the conventional email. So if I have to summarize what are the advantages of email, it is fast, almost instantaneously sent or received to or from any part of the world. Number 2, it does not incur postal charges. Number 3, it supports attachments which could be documents and multimedia files. Number 4, it can be accessed from any corner of the world provided there is an internet connection. Number 5, emails encrypt messages so that privacy is ensured. Number 6, emails can be sent to a group of people simultaneously. Number 7, old emails can be archived for future reference, and searching emails for specific messages is easy. Point number 8, it is paperless. So it is eco-friendly. That point also matters. Disadvantages of email. There are some disadvantages also. Number 1 is both the sender and receiver should have email addresses. You are sending an email to some person, the person also should have an email ID. Suppose you are sending an email to a person.
So how can that be?
Exactly. No, there are some people, say very senior people, they have not switched over to emails. Okay, there could be some people who are very senior. They have not understood the necessity of using the internet. So you cannot send email to them. So that is a disadvantage. But this disadvantage is not very practical nowadays, because nowadays almost everybody has got access to internet and email ID. But that is a basic need of using email. Both the sender and the receiver should have email IDs. Sensitive information may be divulged accidentally. Sensitive information means you are sending accidentally means
our fingers may slip and get
wrong email ID. Suppose you are sending an email to a person, but you have made a mistake in typing the mail ID, and this mail ID suppose really exists. It is called unintended recipient. Don't make expressions like this.
Huh?
Unintended recipient means, suppose I want to send the mail to Boom Boom, and let us assume the mail ID of Boom Boom is boomboom1234@gmail.com. Let us assume boomboom1234@gmail.com. But suppose while typing I have typed boomboom12345@gmail.com. That 5 has come accidentally by mistake. And there is really a mail ID called boomboom12345@gmail.com, which is with somebody else. My intention was not to send this mail to that person. My intention was to send the mail to you. So you are the intended recipient. That person is unintended recipient. So, but accidentally I have sent that this information which I have sent, the person can access. And sometimes this information can be very sensitive information. So one has to be careful. This is one disadvantage of email. Accidentally some information may be divulged to an unintended recipient. Unintended means the recipient whom we have not intended to send the email, but by mistake it is done. Number 4 is emails may be imposted if password is compromised. Imposted, you now know the term. Imposted means somebody is pretending that you are the person. You are not sending, but somebody is pretending that you are the person. So these are the disadvantages. Even now, structure of an email ID is, email IDs always come with a separator which is @ okay. In the left hand side of the alphabet, in the left hand side of the @ symbol you have the username. In the right hand side of the @ symbol you have the domain name. Domain name has got two parts. One is called host, other is the site. If an email ID reads boom@xyz.com, boom is the username, boom is the name, username, @ is the separator, xyz is the host, .com is the site. Okay, host and site together is called domain name. Like gmail.com is a domain name, yahoo.com is a domain name, yahoo.co.in domain name is Indian server, .in means Indian server. Okay, so previously when emails were very new at the time, this was not the way email IDs used to look. Email IDs used to look different, but this is not the scope in this class. Then a few important terms I have to tell you about email. So we are discussing about emails. What is inbox? So what I will do is, since time is limited, I will just tell you one after the other. Inbox means it is a folder in an email that receives the incoming emails. You see properly, I told you. So those who are watching this video, always remember, when you are studying something or whenever you are receiving a lesson, that your posture matters, how efficiently you are going to learn. Inbox is a folder in an email that receives the incoming emails. Outbox is the folder that contains all the outgoing mails.
It is the opposite.
Opposite. But here this is the definition which is available in the books. Okay. But here I will tell you something different which you remember you may not write in the exam. Often the outbox is a temporary folder where the message goes before it is sent. This you will understand, especially when you are sending a very big email, very big heavy attachment. It is not
Actually, you cannot make any mistakes.
it is not for that. It is a temporary buffer before it is sent. Often
What's a buffer?
buffer is a temporary storage, but those things you don't have to remember now. I am telling you because this information is not complete. For that I am telling you. Textbook says like this. Outbox is a folder that contains all the outgoing emails. For exam you write that. Actually what happens, outbox is a temporary folder or a buffer. Before a message is sent, it is stored there. And often messages are sent one after the other. Suppose you are sending many emails. Often you are sending many emails. Often you are sending many emails, and emails have to go one after the other, right? They are stored in a buffer and they are sent one after the other. But if you have to see the mail which you have already sent, there is another folder which I have not listed here called sent mail. Okay. So there is another thing called spam. The junk mails,
Yeah,
mostly advertisements sent in bulk, are collectively called spam, and email system has a spam folder where such emails are dumped. There is another folder called trash. When an email is deleted,
That's some unwanted mail.
no, I will tell you. When an email is deleted, it is compressed in size and stored in a folder called trash folder. The deleted messages are stored in the trash folder for a predetermined time, typically 30 days, before they are permanently deleted. So trash folder is a compression system. It compresses the mail
They will stay at least for 1 month.
at least for around for 1 month, so that if you change your mind by mistake you have deleted, the email system offers you an opportunity to go back to the trash folder and revive or restore that email. Logging in or signing in is a process where an email user identifies and authenticates him or herself in order to access the email. So you have come across two terms. One is identification and authentication. I will tell you what are those. Whenever you are logging in with your username, you are identifying yourself. And putting username is not enough, you have to put a password also. Whenever you are putting a password, you are authenticating yourself. So identification and authentication is a two-step process. The moment you are putting your username, you are identifying yourself. You have to put a password to access that, so you are authenticating yourself. That is the process of logging in. Logging out is just the reverse. Logging out or signing out refers to the process when the user temporarily quits the email session. Temporarily quits means he will come back maybe after next day. So don't simply cross the window. There is a logout button or sign out button. You have to click that. Then computer does something so that you come out safely. Simply if you cross, sometime the hackers have access even if you have come out of the mail. So always remember to sign out or log out when you are done with your email session. Bulk email is another term. Bulk email refers to sending email to a large number of people simultaneously. 100 people, 1,000 people, you can send emails together. It's called a bulk email. So the last lesson which we are going to study is that when you are writing an email, there are certain fields of email. One field is to. You can guess what is to. To is the field which contains the email IDs of the intended primary recipients of the email. The primary people who you want to send this email, their email IDs are in the to field. Then there is another field called CC. CC stands for carbon copy. This field contains the email IDs of the subsidiary recipients of the email. It's not that important, but you are keeping them informed. So usually the subsidiary recipients are sent copies of the email for information only, where no direct action is expected from them.
Aren't carbon copies like things in blue paper?
No, that is not the one. Your understanding that is not so. So we are not wasting time because we are almost in the verge of 1 hour. BCC stands for blind carbon copy. Somebody says blank carbon copy also. These email IDs written in the email IDs written in the BCC field remain secret to the primary and subsidiary recipients of the email. BCC is very useful if one intends to send bulk emails to people without disclosing whom all these mails have been sent. You are not telling people whom all you have sent, but you want to send to so many people. Put their email IDs in BCC. So one person will not know that the other person has been sent. Okay, that is very useful. Subject is another field in the email system. The subject field of an email contains a group of words that describe the subject matter of the email. The subject field is written in a way such that the recipient of the email gets an idea about the contents of the email without actually going through it. Email may be a long email, okay, 100 words, 150 words, but the subject of the email, it is only a few words which will tell you what is the email all about. Okay, and contents of the email is the field of the email. It is the place where the text of the email is written. Whatever you want to write, in your English class you have written a thing called letter writing. Letter writing, you are writing the contents of the letter. you are writing the contents in the content field of the email. So in this class we have discussed about, to summarize, we have discussed about internet, we have defined surfing and browsing, we have spoken about netiquettes, we have discussed about the potential threats in using the internet, we have also learnt about the common rules to keep away from the cyber threats. We have also discussed about the several advantages of or uses of the internet. And while discussing about several uses of the internet, we have also discussed about the cloud storage, and we have also discussed in more details about the emails as a specific use of internet, and we have discussed about what is email, the advantages of email, disadvantages of email, what are the different parts of an email ID, and we have also discussed some important terms about inbox, outbox, spam, trash, logging in, logging out, bulk email, then identification, authentication, and also we have learnt about the different fields of an email called to, CC, BCC, subject and contents. So I hope with this class you have got a fairly good understanding of this internet surfing and uses of internet all about. So have you enjoyed this class? Okay, so thank you very much. Say bye bye to the audience. Bye bye.